Friday afternoon baseball, first of two, bottom of the first inning. Wild pitch sends Alex Lambert from first over to second. Philip Palmertree and Chris Poole with you. Park Place and MRA. I'll tell you about what happened in the top of the first. We're just coming on the air from Madison. 1-0 count to Rhett Taylor against right-hander Drake Clyett. And that one's getting away, and heading up to third is Lambert. Top of the first inning, leadoff hitter Josh Kazeel grounded out. Owen Bailey, second hitter for the Crusaders, got hit by a pitch. But then Peyton Bray grounded into a 6-4-3 double play to end the inning. Quick top of the first for Aiden Peets. A battery conversation between Kazeel, who's at catcher today. He played third on Tuesday night, 12-2 win for MRA. Clyett having some control problems right now. 2-0 pitch, runner at third, one out. Hit down the line, but foul.
So I think we've sorted through our technical difficulties at this point and are good to go. That's the one thing that our producer Alan mentioned. It's the joys of trying to produce a pretty high-tech operation in the middle of an active construction zone.
Line drive, base hit left field will drive Lambert home. RBI single from Taylor makes it 1-0 MRA, bottom of the first. First inning brought to you by the Winning Smile. And all of our athletic streams brought to you by Alan Moore and his staff at the state-of-the-art Acura of Jackson facility.
One thing to take note of there in that at-bat by Rhett is the fact that, you've got a hitter that was early on one, kind of spun out and rolled over, made a one-pitch adjustment, and went the other way with the next one. Then you got Gunnar Swanson doing the same thing.
Line drive, fair ball, rolls into the bullpen. That'll be a ground rule double. Taylor stops at third. But an Ely's extra base hit for Gunnar Swanson. Gunnar had two doubles on Tuesday night, and he's just picking up where he left off.
But just to finish that thought, just sign of a good hitter there. It didn't take him till the next at-bat or maybe the third at-bat of the game to make that adjustment. Literally in one pitch, he kind of solved that issue and kept that shoulder in and drove it to the opposite field.
Junior Cade Buchanan batting in the fifth spot, .353 hitter. Got a very warm afternoon, May 17 type weather rather than April 17 type weather. 84 degrees at first pitch. South wind blowing in from left center.
Right-handed hitters probably won't love that south wind today, but for us over here, it's keeping it comfortable.
Okay, Buchanan, a 2-for-2 night with 3 RBIs in the 12-2 win in Pearl on Tuesday. MRA has equaled their win total from last year. On Tuesday night, 20th win of the year against 7 losses. They're now 6-0 in division play. Clyett. Pitch misses, ball one.
Again, from our vantage point down here, we can't get a really good look at the action on Clyett's breaking ball, but he appears to have thrown Cade a couple of good ones, had him out front a little bit.
Stretch in the pitch. Got him swinging. Ball looked like it came in on his hands and fooled Buchanan. Strikeout for out number 2.
Yeah, that was something that Cade appeared. He just kind of had given up on that pitch early, and then at the last minute realized, you know what, I probably need to try to get a piece of this one because it's going to be a strike.
First baseman Peyton Hester at the plate. Peyton and Nash Segrist have been in a platoon at first base through much of the season, though you're starting to see Peyton Hester get a few more at-bats right now.
He's been consistently finding some barrels here the last 2 weeks. And again, you know, the way baseball goes, they're not all falling for hits, but he's getting his fair share right now, so Coach Lipscomb's kind of rolling with the hot hand.
Two balls, no strikes to Hester. Clayette misses away, 3-0. First base open, runners second and third. Looks at a strike. Bezot, Lambert, Taylor, Swanson, Buchanan, Hester, Edgar, Varnell, Adams. The Ambetter batting order for Coach Chad Lipscomb's MRA Patriots. So 3-1. Gets it over for a strike. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 1 run across in the inning.
It's a good 3-1 pitch by Clayette there, not just completely caving in, but still trying to work that outer edge.
In the air toward the corner and left. Playable for Newton. He's got it, and MRA's done in the first. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. After 1, Patriots 1, Park Place 0. Top of the second when we return on the Patriot Sports Network.
At Uptown Dental, located in the township on Highland Colony, their passion is helping patients look and feel their best. Dr. Michelle Cruz and Dr. Claire Greiner are dedicated to creating an experience that is pleasant, comfortable, and pain-free. Their state-of-the-art facility welcomes patients into a spa-like atmosphere. Uptown Dental has the latest dental treatments and most cutting-edge technology available. From 3D cone beam imaging, digital x-rays, digital impressions, Invisalign orthodontic treatment, and so much more, at Uptown Dental they pride themselves on staying on top of the constant changes in dentistry.
Ely's is a proud sponsor of MRA Patriot Athletics. Come try our USDA Prime New York Strip, bone-in filet, New England scallops, or sautéed Gulf crab claws. Ely's also offers an extensive wine list and bar selections. Ely's, upstairs on Jackson Street in Ridgeland. Good luck, Patriots.
Book on Aiden Peets coming into this Friday start. This is his 9th start of the year. 32 2/3 innings. 38 strikeouts, 27 walks, 4 wins, 2 losses, and a 2.21 ERA. It's actually going to be a smidge lower than that after a scoreless top of the first. Easton King, Matthew Bain, Drake Clayette, 4, 5, and 6 in the Park Place order. Coming up, Park Place 11 wins, 15 losses on the year, and they are 0-10 in district play. Of course, the district being Park Place, MRA, Park Lane, Brookhaven, and Simpson. Pats will see Simpson in a 3-game series next week. First pitch, line, but great jump on it. Dylan Varnell making a dive and making the catch on it for out number 1.
That will endear you to a pitcher right there. Guy barrels one up that more times than not should end up as a hit, but got a right fielder going to get it right there. Great play by Dylan.
Second inning brought to you by Watkins Construction and Roofing, and all of our athletic streams are brought to you by Trustmark Bank. Matthew Bain bats. Bain did not appear in the Tuesday game. He'll take a strike, 0-2. Advantage Peets.
Great breaking ball by Aiden right there. Aiden, you know, he's got 3 pitches that he can command, and when he's getting them all 3 over for strikes, makes it tough on the hitter.
Popped up on the infield. Playable at third. Bezot gets it in the glove, and they're 2 down.
You know, there's a lot of high school pitchers that throw 3 pitches, maybe even 4. Maybe they have 2 different breaking balls and a changeup, but there's not a lot of them that can consistently land all 3 of those pitches for strikes and in different counts. And when Aiden's cruising, all 3 of those pitches can work for him at any point in time.
Pitcher Drake Clayette at the plate, trying to help out his own cause. In the Tuesday ball game, Rhett Taylor went 4 2/3 innings, surrendered only 2 hits, single earned run, and struck out 7, didn't walk anybody. That's an impressive line over 4+ innings. Walt Bryson was solid in relief. 1 hit, strikeout over 2 1/3. Gave up just a single run.
I'm no MRA historian, but you got to believe the season that Rhett's putting together on the mound is probably stacking up against some of the better pitching seasons that they've seen here at MRA.
Believe the count's ball and 2 strikes. We're along the right field line behind the infield, and that's a Kincaid's K for out number 3. First strikeout for Aiden Peets, and a 1-2-3 inning in the second. Middle of the second inning, MRA 1, Park Place nothing. Bobby Edgar, Dylan Varnell, Holt Adams due up when we return as MRA baseball continues.
Don't stop.
Thinking about tomorrow.
Don't stop investing in your future. For help living well today and tomorrow, talk to an experienced Trustmark wealth advisor to save for education or plan for an early retirement. For generations, we've helped people live their dreams. Let us help you. Trustmark. People you trust. Advice that works.
Motion is what connects us to our world, to each other, and us. We were born to keep you in motion, however you decide to do so.
We carry a wide variety of Continental passenger and light truck SUV tires. Take to the road with confidence and install Continental brand tires on your vehicle today.
Tire Pros. Love the drive.
Home half of the second inning. Patriots 1, Crusaders nothing. Next to last week of the regular season.
If I'm not mistaken, I think there are some teams that are finishing up this week and have an off week next week. So
Park Place is the team that's going to wrap up district play with this series. As everybody's got a week off. It was our week off last week when we had the 3-game series against Jackson Prep. We took 2 out of 3 from boys from Flowood as Bobby Edgar takes a pitch low, ball 1 to open up the second. Right-hander fires it in there. Called strike.
generally speaking, in the baseball world, I'm not a huge fan of an extended period off unless you've got several players that need to get healthy or something like that. So may play in the Patriots' favor to keep going next week.
Edgar fouls it off. 2-2 the count to the Pats catcher. Fan seating just along foul territory beyond the third base dugout. Of course, the student deck open, but only 3 guys out there right now. Probably see that number increase.
Yeah, I think for the nightcap we'll have a few more of the students roll back in. They're usually pretty ready to get off campus by about 3 So I can't blame him for taking a little break.
And there are a few folks standing in the top row of the home football bleachers looking over the back of those bleachers. Count goes full to Edgar.
I've watched a few minutes of baseball practice from up there on top of the bleachers. It's a good view.
Good take on a 3-2 pitch from Edgar, and he gets a Watkins Construction and Roofing free pass to open up the second inning. And we'll mention to you tonight's second inning brought to you by Watkins Construction and Roofing and all of our athletic streams presented by Trustmark Bank. People you know, advice that works. Leadoff man on board. Brett Tyler running for Edgar at first. Dylan Varnell in the right-handed batter's box. Tyler taking off on the first pitch, grounded in the hole, gets through for a base hit. No hesitation from Tyler. He's going to take third. Hit and run gets MRA with runners at the corners in the bottom of the second.
That was really good base running there by Brett. Once that shortstop realizes he's not going to make that play and the third baseman's moving over to his left to try to cut it off, that shortstop really needs to just carry on, let his momentum take him to third. He didn't do that, and so Brett gladly took that extra base.
9-hitter Holt Adams at the plate. Holt 1 for 2 with a walk on Tuesday night. Coach Lipscomb was able to make a lot of subs late in the game and get a lot of different guys in the lineup. Varnell throwing. Kazeel, ball received by the second baseman, but second baseman was looking home. Tyler stays there. Second and third, nobody out.
If Clyde doesn't start mixing up his looks and his timing to the plate, this will turn into a track meet pretty quick.
In the air, deep center field. Bailey backing up, gets it on the warning track. Tyler tags. So does Varnell. And a productive out. Sacrifice fly and a run driven in for Holt Adams. It's 2-0 Patriots.
Holt gave it a ride. Got to wonder maybe if the south wind did a little work on that one en route. But like you said, a productive out.
One away, and Will Beeside back at the plate. Runner at third with one out. Already one run across. And ball pinballs around in the third base dugout. 1-1. Beeson has driven 19 home this year. Put 2 over the fence. Pitch down and away, ball 2.
Beesot's putting together a really, really productive offensive year this year for MRA.
Glyette's pitch hammered straight down, fouled, even the count.
One thing I have noticed with Will, just probably in the last week or two, earlier in the season I had even commented the fact that he just didn't hardly ever swing at a pitch that was marginal, that led to kind of himself, him getting himself out. First at-bat was a good example. 3-1 pitch, probably right at the bottom of the zone, maybe not necessarily something you can drive, and he went after it. I think if he can be a little more patient and make these pitches come to him, we'll continue to see him barreling balls up.
Glyette's 2-2 pitch was low, and the count's full. Got Bizot swinging, or did he get a piece of it? He got a piece of it, so he'll stay alive and stay at the plate. Again, payoff pitch. Popped up, going to get foul territory, hit on top of the batting cage facility. 3-2. Hey, when we get to the third, my man Chris has got to be ready. We're going to have a quiz. We're going to test his knowledge, a Park Place specific quiz.
Man, hope it goes better than the Tri-County quiz from a couple weeks ago.
A lot of people like that, the Tri-County quiz. That one's popped up toward the first base dugout, but Laredo will chase it but run out of room.
And by go better, I mean maybe I fail less miserably.
Oh, it's a brand new day. It's just like baseball. What happened yesterday was yesterday. We'll see if Chris can pass go and collect $200 in our quiz. I don't know who's putting up the $200, but popped up. Well, no, deep part going foul over the fence. I'll tell you one thing, when you first see the ball come off the bat where we are, it's really hard to judge the distance on it.
Yeah, it is. But that one got out by a pretty decent margin, just a little bit foul.
So 3-2 count once again. Check of Varnell at third. Pitch to the plate. Ball 4. Watkins Construction and Roofing free pass. Second of the inning. Third of the afternoon. Still just one out, and there are runners at first and third again.
It's a good at-bat by Will. That pitcher got him fishing for one of those breaking balls out of the zone. He was able to get a piece of it and stay alive, and then that time was able to lay off.
Alex Lambert reached on a base on balls in the first. Came around to score the first run. 2-0 Patriots, bottom of the second inning. Clyett gets the sign from Kazeel from the belt. Bizot takes off. Kazeel will throw. Varnell going to take off. Throw from second will not be in time. Double steal successfully executed, and MRA has added one more. It's 3-0.
Good job by Dylan there. Well, good job by both runners. Will got a good jump, but Dylan read that ball high out of the catcher's hand and no hesitation. Took off, scored the run for MRA.
2-0 to Lambert. Missed up, ball 3. Runner going from second to third, and this time Kazeel will bobble it, no throw. Another stolen base for Bizot.
Just a walking lead right there, and Clyett's not doing anything to slow him down.
MRA has now stolen 86 bases on the year, playing their 28th game. It's about 3 per game.
I feel like Alex might have gotten hosed a little bit on that strike 2 call there.
Payoff pitch. Driven just outside the bag at third. And a lot of pitches this inning for Drake Clyett. It just popped in my head to say hello, shout out to any Park Place fans who are joining us on the Patriot Sports Network. We appreciate it. 3-2 pitch. Hit in the air and get out of here. That's a 2-run shot for Alex Lambert. Lucky number 7 on the year for the senior shortstop. And it's now 5-0 MRA.
Alex Lambert's not bothered at all by the south wind. He cut through that one and hit it on top of the Performing Arts building out there.
Alex Lambert clears the bases with a home run. Brings up Rhett Taylor with the bases empty, still just one out. Rhett Taylor had an RBI single in the first. Hit in the air, center field. Shallow part. Second baseman Bain hauls it in, and that's out number 2. Gunnar Swanson coming up. He doubled last time.
Just going to make a quick note about Alex Lambert and what he's doing this year offensively. I don't think he or Coach Lipscomb would have ever predicted when he was in 8th or 9th grade that he would be leading the team in home runs as a senior. But he is, I mean, he that's one of the further balls we've probably hit as a team this year. He got into that one.
Yep, you could tell when it left the bat it was not going to stay in the yard. Gunnar Swanson chops it back foul. 1-1.
For the younger athletes at MRA that are coming up through the ranks, that's what 4 years in the weight room with George Adams will get you if you commit and do what the guy tells you to do. You get some really good results out of these young men.
Client with the wind and the pitch. Line drive, smoked it into right field. Just hugged the ground, and bottom of the second continues for MRA with 4 already having crossed the plate. 5-0 game.
Gunnar continuing to swing a hot bat. I feel like he's getting 2 or 3 hits just about every game lately.
Swanson will swipe the bag. Throw from catcher goes into shallow center field, and that's going to be an error that will allow Gunnar Swanson to get to third.
My track meet prediction is starting to come to fruition. And as a pitcher, it doesn't take a whole lot. Basically, you just vary the amount of time that you hold at the belt, and you can slow some of that down.
Pitch off the mitt of the catcher, Kazil. Down the third base line comes Gunnar Swanson with the 6th run of the game. Passed ball. Patriots have been able to get runners across home plate in a variety of ways. Stolen base, sac fly. There, a passed ball. A couple of base hits. Hit well to center field. That one's over the batter's eye in center field. Get out of here. Second home run of the inning. Cade Buchanan, 7-0 after the bob to center.
Nothing cheap about the 2 MRA home runs today.
No, sir. Those were not wall scrapers, either one of them. Those were absolute bombs. Second of the year for Buchanan. Peyton Hester will step in. 9th batter coming up in the inning. But mound conversation going on now. 7 runs on 6 hits. We're not out of the second inning yet.
Looked like for a second we were going to have a team meeting at the mound. The Park Place coach shooed the infielders away and decided he just wanted to have a 1-on-2 conversation with pitcher and catcher. Try to sort some things out.
RBI sacrifice fly for Holt Adams. Then a 2-run bomb from Alex Lambert to left. Gunnar Swanson scored on a pass ball, and then Cade Buchanan sent one out of the yard. Long inning gets longer for Drake Clyette, the right-hander. Pitch fouled straight down. Ball and a strike.
You hear it all the time about hitting being contagious. And I don't understand the phenomenon, but it really is.
Now the advantage goes in Hester's direction. Pitch skips in, ball 2. Now 3-1. Another Watkins Construction and Roofing free pass. Third of the inning, fourth of the afternoon. And Bobby Edgar led off the inning by reaching on a base on balls. So he's the 10th batter up in the inning.
This is what you call letting a pitcher just wear it. I think, they know they've got 2 games today, so they're going to have to use up some arms. You got 2 outs in the inning, and I think the coach is just committed to the fact he's going to let Clyette try to get this third out before doing anything different.
And nobody warming up in the dugout. Of course, they may want to bring somebody in from one of the field positions if they make the C-Spire call at the bullpen.
Talked about it last week a little bit with
Edgar. Ground ball to short. Flip to second. And that winds up the MRA 6-run second. There were 6 runs on 4 hits. There was an error, and the bases were left empty. 7-0 MRA after 2. We're going to find out Chris's Monopoly knowledge when we come back on the MRA Patriot Sports Network.
Built upon a solid foundation of cast iron and steel, the Kubota L-Series tractor features #1 rated reliability. Powerful Kubota diesel engine, ease of operation, and your choice of a dependable Kubota gear or HST transmission. The durable Kubota L-Series tractor. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo.
Gumbo is a quintessential Louisiana dish, right? Our gumbo's just got tremendous flavor. It's about quality. If you skip any part of the process, you'll definitely get called out for it, and we just don't do that. Of course, we have salt and pepper shakers on every table, but rarely do we see someone pick them up. If you're gonna do a gumbo, you better do it the right way.
Top of the third from Patriot Field. MRA 7, Park Place nothing after 2 frames. Dylan Varnell to face 7, 8, 9 in the Crusaders batting order.
Just to finish that thought from the last inning about the Clyette's trying to get out of that inning. That's, throw that many pitches in one inning, we call that a high-stress inning. Pete's experienced that last week. it's just you get to a point there where you're fatigued and it's just hard to execute.
Hill out in front of that pitch, strike 2.
That was a great changeup by Aiden.
Called strike 3. That's back-to-back Kincaid's K's, 1 out in the 3rd inning. Today's 3rd inning brought to you by Fleetway Market. And all of our athletic streams are brought to you by Ely's in Old Town Ridgeland. Carson Hill goes down on strikes. Here's Bennett Newton, the left fielder. Pete's ready. Wide in the pitch. Fastball low, ball 1. And 2 balls and a strike. Or is it 2-0?
I thought it was 2-0.
Yeah, it should be 2. I think the umpire said 2-0. That's ball 3.
No, he's showing us 1 strike.
Okay, 3-1. We'll go with the scoreboard. They're usually right. Pete's issues a walk. First one of the afternoon. All right, Chris. Park Place in town. We're thinking Monopoly. Start with an easy question. How much money does a player get when they pass go?
No, oh.
When they pass go? Yeah.
See, I told you during the break, 50 years ago, I would have aced this quiz. Is it $200?
$200 it is. You're
okay.
1 for 1. Ball rolls into left field. Single for the 9-hitter, Nico Laredo. And Park Place has first and second with 1 out in the 3rd. All right, next question. Which city streets inspired the Monopoly board game? So all the streets are actual street names in a famous American city.
Yeah, we've got to go, I believe that's got to be New York City.
You are geographically close, but not quite there.
So geographically close.
Pitch in the turf. Good job, Edgar, to backhand it.
So Broadway's on there, isn't it? Park Place.
Well, Boardwalk. That's
okay,
a
so
hint.
Are we Atlantic City?
Yes,
okay,
there you go.
There
Good recovery. Atlantic City, New Jersey. Counts 2-0. Josh Kazeel and our Big Ten Tire Pros battery going to get together for a second. All right, you know the man, the Monopoly man in the game, you know, on the cards and the
top hat,
back.
mustache.
That's right, all that. His original name is Rich Uncle Pennybags. Sometimes people call him Mr. Monopoly. This is a yes or no question. Does he have a monocle?
I feel like that's a yes.
Now, a lot of people would say yes, but he does not.
I'm going to have to Google a picture of
ground ball to second.
Mr. Pennybags.
And another double play turn. That one 4-6-3. Adams, Lambert, Hester. And that makes short work of Park Place in the 3rd. No runs on 1 hit. There were no errors and 1 stranded. Middle of the 3rd, the score remains MRA 7, Park Place nothing on the Patriot Sports Network.
At the Winning Smile Dental Group, we take pride in the work we do, and it's reflected in every smile.
For years, we've dedicated ourselves to making a difference
and changing our patients' lives for the better.
At our offices, you'll find a comfortable, welcoming environment and high-quality care.
And as your neighbors, we are part of your local community.
We're committed to providing the finest dental care around. Call us today and let's win back your smile.
Hey Patriots, are you thinking about buying a new home or selling a current one? Take a moment to consult with a friend and fellow MRA supporter Shannon Roundtree with SB Collect, a division of Starkville Property. Shannon would love to help you whether you're in the central Mississippi area, and if Starkville is on your radar, you're in good hands too. Shannon has a special place in her heart for this part of our beautiful state and is ready to help you find the perfect home. You can reach her on her cell at 601-540-3235 or at the office 662-324-0037. Wishing all the Patriots and their families a wonderful year and a successful sports season. Go Pats. Hey Patriots, are you thinking about buying a new home or selling a current one? Take a moment.
C-Spire call to the bullpen for the Crusaders. They'll bring in center fielder Owen Bailey in relief after Client gets roughed up for 7 runs in 2 innings. They'll move Client to second. Then Bain, the second baseman, he's shifted over to left. And then that pushes Bennett Newton, the left fielder, into center field to take the spot vacated by Bailey. There we go. Lefty taking the hill on this warm, sunny Friday afternoon. There'll be senior night recognitions going on between these 2 doubleheader ball games.
I don't know if Bailey was in. He's a good-looking athlete. I don't know if he was in center field the whole game the other night. If you recall, late in the game, he showed off a pretty good arm. We had a runner tagging from second trying to get to third. So good arm strength. We'll see how the command works.
Right-handed hitting Dylan Varnell leads off the MRA third. He takes pitch inside for ball 1. Swing and miss. Giving Chris a Monopoly quiz, doing the Park Place thing here. This one is one that if you really were good at statistics and probabilities, which you may be, I don't know. I am not.
That's a negative.
In the air, center field. It's going to hit off the wall in right center field and be an Ely's extra base hit. Varnell in standing at second, and a leadoff double continues the hit parade for MRA, leading 7-0. He banged that one off the wall. Bring up Holt Adams. All right, here's the question about probability and statistics. There is a property, and I'll give you this hint. It is one of the street properties. Which property are you most likely to land on? There is an answer to that question. It's not completely random.
Yeah.
So it has to do with dice and
I should have
position
Googled
on the board.
A picture of the board in between innings if I was really interested in getting a high score
playing
on
your
this,
best
in this quiz. But
Adams looks at strike 1.
Probability. I mean, I'm acting like I can remember all of these anyway. We'll go Park Place.
Okay, that is incorrect. It is in that red section of the board, Illinois Avenue.
Really?
It is the most landed on property because the most landed on space is jail because the most common number to roll is a 7. And in Monopoly, that gets you another roll. So, the 2, you're also very likely to get a 6 or an 8. And Illinois Avenue is positioned 14 spaces after.
I took two statistics classes in college, and there's a reason I didn't take more.
And there's also a chance card that says advance to Illinois Avenue. Throw back to second goes off the calf of Dylan Varnell as he stands on the bag. Counts 2-1 to Holt Adams. Drove in a run with a sacrifice fly in the second. MRA put 6 up on the board in that second inning. Threatening here with a runner in scoring position in the bottom of the third and nobody out.
That's one of those things. Board games, I mentioned this during a break. we played a lot of board games as a family growing up, but then, kids nowadays with video games, iPad, you just don't do that very often. So, probably I would guess that it's probably been 30 years since I played a game of Monopoly.
Watkins Construction and Roofing free pass. Holt Adams takes first base, first and third. Varnell had taken third on the wild pitch just a moment ago. Fifth free pass given up by Crusader pitching this afternoon. Brings up a dangerous bat in Will Bezot.
I became more of a Trivial Pursuit guy later in my teen years. Just a lot of useless information rattled around in there that made me slightly above mediocre at that game.
All right, now this next question, odds are low statistically. You're going to get it right, but once you know the answer, you've got an advantage. There goes Adams on the move. They've got him caught between first and second. Meanwhile, Varnell comes down the line and scores, and they tag Holt Adams, but he's able to occupy the defense long enough for the run to come home from third, and it's 8-zip. That's out number one in the third. Third inning brought to you by Fleetway Market, all of our athletic streams, presented by Ely's in Old Town Ridgeland. One, 3, 4, 3 on the putout.
We've talked about how you got a left-handed pitcher up there, more times than not you're going on first move, and Holt may have had a chance if he just put his head down and gone.
It very high, but gets out of play down in the corner. King, the right fielder, trying to chase it down. Bezot's behind in the count 1-2. The question is, how much Monopoly money's in the whole box?
Oh, yeah, that would be a tough one.
Let's see your best guess.
I'm going to sort through this and just think about the little boxes and what the...
The 500, 100s, 50s, 20s,
highest denominations.
10s, 5s, and 1s. And modern Monopoly sets have, an equal number of bills.
Yeah, so...
Bezot just clips it, stays at the plate. It's 2-2.
We'll go $25,000.
Well, you were close. $20,580. Here's why it's great to know this. In the event of a tie, Monopoly rules say the player or team who guesses closest to that correct answer wins the game.
That's the tiebreaker.
Now full count as Bailey sort of chases Bezot out of the right-handed batter's box. Base is empty with one out.
What was your playing piece of choice? I only can recall two off the top of my head.
I always like the top hat. Tries to go breaking pitch, but way upstairs. And another Watkins Construction and Roofing free pass.
The top hat and the little dog. It's like a schnauzer-looking critter.
Well, that leads to my next question. In 2017, Hasbro, that owns the rights to the game now, retired 3 of the original playing pieces. Can you name one of the 3 retired pieces out of the set that you and I grew up on? Playing pitch low to Alex Lambert. Alex Lambert with a monster home run to left. His last time up.
What about the thimble?
Oh, yeah, there you go. Thimble was one of them.
I was thinking there's not a lot of sewing going on these days. Kids probably don't even know what that instrument is for.
Throw to first. Back at the bag standing is Will Bezot. The thimble, the wheelbarrow, and the boot were retired with a public vote. They were replaced by a T-Rex, a rubber ducky, and a penguin. There goes Bezot. And again, the throw to first, then throw up to second. Bezot's retired. 1 to 3 to 6. 2 down in the third.
Park Place has a man on the mound right now that's taking serious slowing down this running game. Doing a good job at it so far.
1-0 to Lambert. Base is empty. Ball 2. But one little thing, the thimble came back a couple of years ago, though. It was put back in, I guess, by outcry. And
people our age protested.
That's something worth getting angry about right there.
That's right. That's a righteous cause.
All right, I just got one more question for you. You've done pretty well here. Called strike to Lambert. Here's the last one. This shouldn't be too hard. What is the second most expensive property on a standard monopoly board? Reaching out for it, putting it to left field. Reaching up high for it is Bain, and he's got it in the glove. Nearly got that one out of the ballpark. We'll find out the answer to the question when we come back on the inning. 1 run, 1 hit. There were no errors and nobody left on base. MRA 8, Park Place, nothing after 3 on the Patriot Sports Network.
Quality, integrity, and excellence. Kincaid's Fine Clothing, Old Town Square, Ridgeland.
Hey MRA Pats! Did you know that there's no need to go out of the way for your next family take-home meal? We got you covered at Fleetway Market in Glovestadt. Our state-of-the-art smoker makes the best smoked brisket, chicken, pulled pork, and ribs on this side of the Mississippi. So, let us fuel you up next time you pick up. Fleetway is so proud to support our hometown MRA Pats.
Nobody that cares about me is watching.
Chris Poole and I are talking about this final question to the Park Place Monopoly quiz here. Final question that was left hanging through the break was, what's the second most expensive property on a standard Monopoly board? And he says he's out of ask the audience, phone a friend.
Yeah, I was just saying nobody cares because
Eliminate.
nobody
That's right.
that's listening is texting me
cares
the
about
answers.
you.
Yeah, I'm checking.
Everybody's just letting you dangle, just flapping the breeze here. Aiden Peets starts off the third inning, pitch to Owen Bailey for a strike.
So images must mean more to me than words because
ball 1, now ball 2.
The images of the game pieces are popping back in, but like the names of the streets and all of that stuff, that's been filed away somewhere far, far away.
2-0 pitch from Peets. Just below the knees, ball 3. Patriots with 1 in the first. Big 6-run outburst in the second. Single run in the third. Aiden Peets gives up a leadoff walk to Park Place to open up the 4th inning. Today's 4th inning is brought to you by Kincaid's Fine Men's Clothing. All of our athletic streams brought to you by Tally Noah and his staff at Big Ten Tire Pros with 4 convenient metro locations to serve you. That's the second walk that Pete says issued. Peyton Bray at the plate. He grounded into a double play to bring the first inning to a quick close. No runs on 1 hit for the Crusaders.
So I finally had a loving family member text me the answer that it is in fact Park Place.
There you go. That's where we land the plane right there. Park Place.
So let the record show that my wife, Emily Poole, knows more about Monopoly than I do.
And listen, that one's going to bang off pitching area down the right field corner for a foul. It's 0-2 to Bray. Thank you, Chris, for playing. You get a home version of our game as a prize. If we remember to buy one, we're going to charge it to Alan Burford. Throw up first, not in time to nail the courtesy runner, who is Easton Haley. Haley running for Bailey. Sharply hit to second for one, over to first for two. How about a trio of triple plays in 4 innings for this MRA infield?
And I'll tell you what, they've been several of them tailor-made. I mean, hard-hit balls, but balls that are Alex Lambert doesn't have to take a step left or right. Gives Holt a good feed. Holt had time to look at his watch before sending that one to first.
We've had two 6-4-3 double plays, as that one was, and then in the third a 4-6-3. Right fielder Easton King at the plate. He lined out to Varnell. Varnell made a splendid diving catch on that ball to open up the second. 2 out, nobody on. Ball and strike, the count to King. King came into the week's action, 294 hitter. Does have a home run. But as a team, Park Place has 4 home runs on the year. Alex Lambert, he's got 7. Sharply hit ground ball. Get through the right side of the infield, and a 2-out single for King.
Yeah, as they say, that one had eyes. It just got right in a spot where nobody could get to it.
Second base hit for Park Place brings up Matthew Bain. Popped out to Will Bizot at third. His first appearance at the plate. MRA 8, Park Lane nothing. 8 runs on 7 hits for the home team. No runs on 2 hits for the visitors. Gets a whiff there for strike 1.
Seen some super uncomfortable looking swings from Park Place on both Aiden's changeup and breaking ball today. I think probably the ones that the few that they have squared up have been a fastball.
Pete's pitch. It's in front of the plate. 1-1. Fly ball, center field. Ranging under it is Swanson. That's out number 3. In the 4th, no runs, single base hit, no errors, and a runner left on base. 8-0 MRA, middle of the 4th. It'll be Rhett Taylor leading off for MRA when we come back. As action continues on the Patriot Sports Network.
There was a time when a person's word was enough. A time when a handshake meant something and integrity really mattered. For over 70 years, the values of Farm Bureau Insurance have been rooted in hard work, faith, and family. In that time, we've seen the world change in many ways. What hasn't wavered is Farm Bureau Insurance's commitment to protect our customers' way of life and serve the communities in which they live when they need us most. You deserve more. You deserve a promise.
There's just something about farming, planting a seed in the ground, nurturing it, watching it come to harvest. Nothing beats that feeling. C-Spire connects me to my farm, to all of my equipment, to data at my fingertips. C-Spire connects me to my family. A good, strong wireless signal, it's priceless.
Connecting you to what inspires you most on C Spire's blazing fast 5G network. And right now, get the latest 5G phone on us. That's customer inspired. That's C Spire.
Philip Palmertree and Chris Poole with you from Patriot Field. The MRA fourth inning. Taylor, Swanson, Buchanan coming up. Seeing if MRA can add to this 8-0 lead as we start the bottom of inning 4, first of 2 today. Senior recognition scheduled to happen in between ball games. We've got pinch hitter Pierce Anderson been announced batting in the place of Rhett Taylor. The junior is in the home plate umpire's book. It's in my book. He'll face lefty Owen Bailey, getting his second inning of work in relief. Pitch outside for a ball.
Bailey did a good job in his first inning of work. Patriots hit the ball hard a few times, but he did a really good job of neutralizing the running game.
Grounded foul. Left side, 2 balls and a strike. Pierce Anderson. Bailey's got a good move there, watching the lefty, and he's got a good-looking release.
Yeah, and like I said, that one ball that when he sure enough let it go from center field on Tuesday, you can tell he's got a good arm.
Line drive in the alley. Gonna make a couple of bounces and hit off the wall. It's an Ely's extra base hit, a double for Pierce Anderson to lead off the MRA fourth inning. Fourth inning brought to you by Kincaid's Fine Men's Clothing. And all of our athletic streams brought to you by Tally Noah and his staff at Big Ten Tire Pros with 4 convenient metro locations to serve you. Let's talk about the close for a minute. MRA looking sharp on senior night in the pinstripes.
See what the pinstripes I feel like are in a good. You know, we've had pinstripes for years, but just a few subtle changes to the numbers, and got the MRA on the back. It's a good looking set.
That's the third Ely's double, Ely's extra base hit, and we've had 2 more Ely's extra base hits in the form of home runs.
You know, Pierce is a guy that used to, through the years, he was switch hitting, and at some point in time during the last year made the decision just to commit to sticking to the right side of the plate, and I think long term it's going to pay off for him.
Hard hit ground ball into right field. Anderson motoring around third. Throw will get held by the second baseman. Gunnar Swanson drives in a run, makes it 9-0. Hit very hard around on the right side of the infield. The MRA has scored at least 1 run in every inning. Up 9. Okay, Buchanan at the plate. He homered his last time up.
Umpire says he didn't stop quite long enough. Called a balk.
Balk sends Swanson to second. So no pitch there. Swing and miss from Buchanan. I'm going to make one comment that's it's just one of the things that is just, I wish it wasn't this way. I mean, Park Place, their colors are green, and got a good looking home set. They're wearing, of course, black on gray with black caps, and a lot of schools teams that have green. But pitch skips back to the backstop. Wild pitch will let Gunnar Swanson take third. But I put out the plea during basketball season. We played a lot of teams with green that wore black uniforms. I say if your school color's green, embrace it. Go green.
Embrace the green and white. That's it.
It's just my personal opinion. There we go. Base hit to left. Swanson scores, and Cade Buchanan has driven in 2, and now it's a double-digit lead, 10-0.
But, you've seen black become an alternative uniform for a lot of teams. You see Mississippi State in it from time to time, and
yeah,
I want to say maybe even Hartfield has some black accents on some of their unis.
I believe they do. I think they've got a set of black tops. Peyton Hester in the left-handed batter's box. Runner at first, nobody out. 10-0 Pats. Bailey's pitch called a strike at the bottom of the zone. Counts 1-1.
Tough break for Peyton right there. Hopefully he's talking to the umpire a little bit just to make sure that that's the absolute bottom, and then he's not going to go any lower, because that was
very low
on down there.
Flips to first. Buchanan quick stepping back to the bag.
One thing that you can do as a base runner is try to figure out tendencies for these left-handed pitchers. And, sometimes when he picks his foot up and he's looking at first, he goes home. When he's looking at home, a lot of times he'll actually throw to first, and he's kind of fallen into a rhythm of doing that. So that may be something that if Coach Snowpeck can pick up on and communicate, they might be able to get this running game going again.
In the air to right field. And that one's going to be an Ely's extra base hit. Double to right center for Peyton Hester. Second and third. Still nobody out in the MRA fourth.
And the MRA net claims another would-be home run. It's one of those deals, if you can get it down the line, it's not that big of a task, but the closer you get to that light pole, you gotta really get into one to get it over that net.
Catcher Bobby Edgar looks at a strike. He has reached twice on a walk and a fielder's choice. Second and third with nobody out. Popped up towards short. Hill gathers it in. That's the first out of the fourth inning. First 4 hitters in the fourth reached. Double, single, single, double. See if Dylan Varnell can bring Hester and Buchanan home. Dylan has a single and a double. Flinch takes the called strike. Varnell has stolen 3 bases, MRA has stolen Counting it up real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got him with 5 right now. Been caught twice. 1-1 pitch from the lefty Bailey. Ball 2. Makeup game tomorrow on the schedule, 11 o'clock down in Brookhaven. Finish that district series out with Brookhaven. Rain out a couple of weeks ago on a Thursday. On a Wednesday, actually, was, I believe. Pitch comes in and hits Varnell. Bases are loaded.
Yeah, we had talked about it a little bit on Tuesday, just kind of be interested to see how Coach Lipscomb and Coach Parvin handle this game 3 today, knowing that we've got another district contest tomorrow. That means that, you know, both of these games, that, you know, so you can't take either one for granted. You need 2 wins, so just kind of be curious to see how he rolls it out.
In effect, we'll play 3 games in a 24-hour period, so we'll be calling on some arms. And, of course, Brookhaven will have the same challenge. Memory serves me correctly, they are in the off week this week in terms of district play, because Simpson and Park Lane playing, and I think I have to look it up. I think Coach Lipscomb told me Tuesday night that Simpson beat Park Lane. That was a little bit of a surprise on Tuesday. Don't quote me on that. We'll look it up in a minute. Counts 2-1 to Holt. Patriot at every base and 1 out. Looks at a strike. Counts even 2-2. Pitch upstairs, and could have been trouble for the catcher if it hadn't gone off the chest protector of the home plate umpire.
Yeah, I think he got just a little lackadaisical trying to pluck that one out of the air. Bailey went through several shakes there trying to get the pitch he wanted.
I was correct. Simpson defeated Park Lane 9-4 in Mendenhall. That's a Watkins Construction and Roofing free pass, and it forces in the run from third. Buchanan steps on home, and it's MRA 11, Park Place nothing, bottom of the 4th inning. 3 runs across this inning. Hester relocates to third, Varnell up to second. Adams at first.
Looks like Walt Bryson's going to get a chance to swing the bat again.
Walt Bryson was a relief pitcher on Tuesday night in the 12-2 MRA win. He also appeared at the plate, went 0 for 2. We got a slow walk to the mound right now, bottom of the 4th inning. 11-0 lead for MRA. 1 in the first, 6 in the second, single run in the third, and now 3. First 4 MRA hitters this inning reached via base hit. And Edgar popped up to short. Varnell was hit by a pitch, and then Adams walked.
This looks like one of those mound visits that's just to give your pitcher a breather here. Like you said, he's stacking up some pitches this inning, and just wanted to give him a little break. Hit the reset button and go back after Walt.
Ready to play baseball again. Bailey pitching to Bryson. Lefty fires it in there with the bases loaded. Taken for a strike up at the top of the zone. I think that surprised Bryson.
Yeah, I think we're seeing the beginning of the strike zone opening up a little bit for the home plate umpire.
Kick and delivery, wild pitch. But it caromed right back to Kazeel, and everybody stays at their base. So it doesn't go in the book as a wild pitch. Didn't allow anybody to advance. 1 ball, 1 strike. Low, ball 2. Bailey hits Bryson on the hip. That forces in Hester from third. 12-0 MRA. Asher Cox announced as hitter for Lambert in the 2 spot. Coach Chad Lipscomb looking down the dugout, bringing up the 9th hitter of the inning.
I think we've had a sub at third base, Coach. I'm looking down there. I think I think Coach Lipscomb tapped out and got Coach Parvin down there in the third base coaching box.
It is Coach Parvin. 4 runs across in the inning, 1 out, bases still loaded. 2-1 the count to Cox. Bailey locates a strike, 2-2. Through 2 innings now, Pete's has had to sit in that dugout a long time.
Yeah, and you love the run support, but that can be detrimental for a pitcher just depending on how long you're in there and what you're doing to stay loose.
41 pitches for Pete's as Cox goes down on strikes, and they're 2 away. Bring Pierce Anderson back to the plate. He doubled the second pitch he saw off the wall in right center.
Back in the day in innings like this, a pitcher had to find somebody to play catch with and either go down to the bullpen or go out in foul territory. But now they've got
fly ball, right center field. King under it. And he's got it for out number 3. 4 runs crossed the plate on 4 hits. There were no errors, and the bases were left full. After 4 complete, MRA with a 12-0 lead over Park Place in this 4A District 3 contest. Top of the 5th when we return as MRA baseball continues.
2 balls and 1 strike to the batter. Here comes the pitch.
Hey, can you sit somewhere else? Yeah. You're too big. I don't care, you're too big. Hey, kick it. Can't even see.
From small-town courtrooms to the Mississippi Supreme Court, our attorneys have over 60 years' experience litigating cases all across Mississippi. The odds say you'll need an attorney at some point, and when you do, You can have the home field advantage with your hometown lawyers right around the corner from MRA. Gladden and Ingram, attorneys at law.
Defensive changes for MRA as play begins in the 5th inning. Pierce Anderson takes over in left, Brett Tyler in center field, and then on the left side of the infield, Walt Bryson at the hot corner at third, and Asher Cox replaces Lambert at shortstop. MRA 12 runs on 11 hits. Park Place no runs on 2 hits. Aiden Peets continues trying to get 3 outs here and keep them at 2 runs or less, and we put this one in the win column.
Yeah, and finishing that thought about staying loose during those long innings. But these guys now, they have a huge variety of weighted balls that they use for different drills and things of that nature.
Hard hit to second. Clean play by Holt Adams. And Drake Clayette's retired for out number 1 in the 5th. Today's 5th inning is brought to you by Lee Gladden at Gladden & Ingram, your hometown law firm. And all of our athletic streams are brought to you by Alan Moore and his staff at the state-of-the-art Acura of Jackson facility.
So a lot of times you'll see those guys sneak out of the dugout and go over there and throw some of those weighted balls up against the wall on the east side of the batting cage, and they may pick one up that weighs the same as a baseball, or if it feels good to them, they may get something that's a little bit heavier, but they can stay close to the dugout and stay loose.
2 balls and no strikes to left-handed hitting Carson Hill. Carson struck out looking to open up the 3rd. 2 Kincaid's K's for Aiden Peets. 2-0 pitch, strike above the knees.
But on an 80-degree day, probably not something that a 18-year-old young man has to worry about too much, but weather's probably keeping him loose.
Fly ball left field. Anderson going after it right along the line, and it's a base hit. Carson Hill with an opposite field single with 1 out in the 5th. Bennett Newton reached on a walk in the 3rd. Called strike 1.
Aiden's had success inducing those ground balls that have led to several double plays today, so I think they would love to see another one of those.
3 so far. Why not add a 4th? Hill takes off on the pitch, but it's fouled. There's the MRA infield with different shortstop now and different third baseman. Alex Lambert was involved at all 3 ground ball double plays earlier in this ball game. But he's in the dugout now. Got to reach out there and swing and miss. Another Kincaid's K, 3rd of the afternoon, and they're 2 down in the 5th. 9-hitter Nick Laredo singled his only plate appearance today. Nico Laredo. Called him Nick a couple of times, but it was not on purpose.
Got a healthy lead over here at first base, so Coach working through some signs over there at 3rd, so wouldn't be surprised if we see the runner in motion again.
Pete's glances over there, comes set at the belt. Throws, and they got him. Got him. Pick off play at first, and that is out number 3. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, bases left empty, and we're done. MRA wins game 1 of this Friday afternoon evening doubleheader, 12-0, 12 runs on 11 hits for Park Place. No runs on 3 hits and an error. Park Place now 11-16, and they lose their 11th ball game in a row. They fall to 0-11 in District 3 play. MRA improves to 7-0 in the district and 21 wins, 7 losses. Overall, MRA with a single run in the first, and it was the 6th run inning that where they were able to get their foot on Park Place's neck. Chris Poole and just keep putting distance between them and the opponent the rest of the way.
Yeah, they did. The Patriots swung the bat really good today. 2 home runs, like you said, a sack full of doubles to go along with those, and then just a really, really good, efficient outing from Aiden Peets on the mound. Getting the strikeouts when he needed them, getting those ground balls that led to the double play. So just another really good all-around performance and outing from the Patriots.
We're going to take we'll take a 1-minute break, come back up with our wrap-up. We've got a little production issue to nail down and take care of, so stay with us as MRA wins at 12-0. We'll be back and wrap up the postgame in 1 minute on the Patriot Sports Network.
You practice that one thing over and over. After a few thousand reps, you master it. That's why the subspecialists at Mississippi Sports Medicine focus on one specific area of the body. So when they see you, they've seen your condition thousands of times. For a winning outcome, turn to Mississippi Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Center. Your life, our focus.
We'll put a bow on it here after game one. We'll have senior recognition. That's going to be part of our second live stream. We take a break in between games here at Patriot Field. Recap 12-0 win for MRA. Well, I got one more coming up in just a little bit, so don't stray far from us. Appreciate Chris Poole joining us. He'll be sitting with his family and of course, his son Jack going to be honored between games along with the other MRA seniors. We appreciate Chris. Appreciate Scott Thomas Murphy, Alan Burford, our producer-director. For all of them, I'm Philip Palmertree, thanking you for hanging out with us on this warm Friday afternoon that saw MRA defeat Park Place 12-0. We'll be back in just a little bit with the third game in this 3-game set. Until then, good afternoon, grace and peace, and go Patriots.